Have you ever noticed how life sometimes feels like one giant game of hide and seek? You only wanted some peace of mind and rest, but there is one thing after another.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. We've all been there. There are exhilarating highs and terrifying lows, and sometimes it feels like we're just holding on for dear life. But here's the thing about stress. It's not always a bad thing. In small doses, stress can actually be beneficial. But here's the good news. You're not alone. Stress is a universal human experience. Every single one of us, from the busiest CEO to the stay-at-home parent, experiences stress in one form or another. Think about it, we're all navigating the same crazy world, with its pressures, uncertainties, and occasional curveballs.
And the even better news, while we may not be able to eliminate stress entirely, there are absolutely things we can do to manage it more effectively.
Work-life balance. When the lines get blurry.
In today's fast-paced, always-on world, it's easier than ever for the lines between our work lives and personal lives to blur. We're constantly bombarded with emails, texts, and notifications, making it difficult to truly disconnect and recharge.
And with the rise of remote work, that boundary between our professional and personal spaces has become even more fluid. It's all too easy to find ourselves working from the kitchen table, answering emails during dinner, or even checking work messages from bed.
This constant connectivity can lead to a sense of overwhelm and make it challenging to truly relax and unwind.
The comparison trap, don't get caught.
The age of social media. While it has its benefits, staying connected, cute puppy videos, you name it, it's also created a breeding ground for comparison and self-doubt.
We scroll through our feeds and see perfectly curated versions of other people's lives. Their amazing vacations, their picture-perfect families, their incredible career successes. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves and our own lives to these idealized versions of reality.
We start to feel inadequate, like we're not good enough, successful enough, or happy enough. And it's not just our personal lives that are subject to comparison. We compare our careers, our salaries, our homes, even our kids' accomplishments.
Your body's alarm system.
Imagine this. You're strolling through the park, enjoying the sunshine, when suddenly a dog appears out of nowhere, barking like crazy. What happens next? Your heart starts pounding, your breath quickens. You might even break out in a sweat.
That, my friends, is your body's stress response in action. It's like a built-in alarm system, hardwired into our DNA since the dawn of time.
Back in the day, this stress response, also known as the fight or flight response, was essential for survival. If a tiger came charging, our ancestors needed that surge of adrenaline and cortisol to either fight it off or run like the wind.
Fast forward to today, and while we're not living in jungle anymore, our bodies still react in the same way to perceived threats. This perceived threat could be a near miss on the highway, a stressful presentation at work, or even just a jam-packed to-do list.
Stress doesn't just affect our bodies, it takes a toll on our minds too. Remember those stress hormones we talked about earlier? Well, they don't just make our hearts race. They also wreak havoc on our brains, particularly an area called the hippocampus.
Think of the hippocampus as your brain's memory center. It's responsible for forming new memories, consolidating old ones, and helping us navigate our surroundings. But here's the thing. Chronic stress can actually shrink the hippocampus, impairing our memory and making it harder to learn new things.
Ever notice how when you're stressed out, you tend to be more forgetful, distracted, and prone to brain fog? Yep, that's stress messing with your hippocampus. It's like trying to find a lost sock in a messy room. Your brain is overwhelmed and struggling to keep up. Here's the thing about stress. It's not always a bad thing. Remember, short-term stress can be motivating, helping us rise to a challenge and perform at our best. It's like a shot of espresso for our system, a quick boost to get us going.
But when stress becomes chronic, when it's a constant presence in our lives, that's when it starts to become a real problem. It's like having the fight or flight alarm blaring 24/7. Our bodies and minds never get a chance to rest, repair, and recharge.
Over time, chronic stress can lead to a whole host of physical and mental health issues. We're talking headaches, muscle tension, digestive problems, weakened immune systems, increased risk of heart disease, anxiety, depression, and burnout. Let's be real. When stress comes knocking, it can feel like our brains go into overdrive, our thoughts racing like a hamster on a wheel. But here's a little secret. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to calm that stress storm is right under our noses. Literally, it's the power of deep breathing. Think about it. When we're stressed, our breath tends to become shallow and rapid, almost as if we're gasping for air. This sends a signal to our brains that we're in danger, further fueling the stress response. Deep breathing, on the other hand, flips the script. When we take slow, deep breaths, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is like our body's built-in relaxation response. It's like hitting the pause button on stress, allowing our bodies and minds to chill out. Master the art of time management. Ever feel like you're constantly chasing your tail, juggling a million tasks and never quite reaching the finish line? Yep, that's the feeling of being time poor, and it's a surefire recipe for stress. The good news is that we don't have to be slaves to our schedules. By mastering the art of time management, we can regain control of our days, reduce overwhelm, and carve out more time for the things that truly matter. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Easier said than done, right? But trust me, even small changes to the way we manage our time can make a world of difference. Start by identifying your time wasters. Are you glued to social media for hours on end? Do you get sucked into the black hole of email? Move your body, shift your mood, the magic of exercise. Remember those stress hormones we talked about earlier, the ones that send our bodies into fight or flight mode? Well, exercise is like their kryptonite. When we move our bodies, we literally use up those excess stress hormones, leaving us feeling calmer, more relaxed, and better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. But the benefits of exercise go way beyond just busting stress. Regular physical activity is like a tonic for our brains, boosting our mood, improving our sleep, and sharpening our focus and concentration. It's like hitting the refresh button on our minds and bodies.
And the best part, you don't have to become a marathon runner or gym rat to reap the rewards. Even moderate exercise like brisk walking, dancing, or gardening can make a world of difference.
Sleep, your secret weapon against stress. It's something we all need, yet so many of us don't get enough of. We wear our busyness and lack of sleep like badges of honor, but here's the truth. Skimping on sleep is like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. Sooner or later, we're going to hit a wall. When we're sleep deprived, our bodies and minds simply can't function at their best. We're more irritable, reactive, and prone to stress. Our decision-making skills go out the window, our concentration plummets, and we're more likely to reach for that extra cup of coffee, or three, just to get through the day. On the flip side, prioritizing sleep is like giving our bodies and minds the ultimate gift.
Ever notice how when you're stressed, you crave sugary, fatty, processed foods?
It's like our bodies go into survival mode, seeking a quick energy fix to combat the perceived threat.
But here's the thing. Those comfort foods might provide temporary relief, but in the long run, they actually make stress worse.
See, those sugary treats send our blood sugar levels on a roller coaster ride, spiking up quickly, then crashing down even faster, leaving us feeling even more drained and depleted.
And when our blood sugar is out of whack, our stress hormones go haywire, creating a vicious cycle of stress eating and feeling even more stressed.
The key to breaking free from this cycle, nourishing our bodies with the right foods.
Think of it this way. When we fuel our bodies with healthy, whole foods, we're essentially giving ourselves a suit of armor to combat stress.
So, what does a stress-busting diet look like?
Focus on whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats.
These foods provide our bodies and brains with the nutrients they need to function optimally and stay resilient in the face of stress.
Life, my friends, is a bit like a boxing ring. Sometimes we're delivering knockout punches, and other times we're the ones getting knocked down. But here's the beautiful thing about being human. We have this incredible capacity for resilience.
It's that inner strength that allows us to rise above challenges and keep moving forward. Think of resilience as our inner shock absorber, cushioning the blows life throws our way. It's that voice inside that whispers, "You've got this."
How do we cultivate resilience? It's like tending a garden. Just like a garden needs soil, sunlight, and water, our resilience needs nurturing too. Reframe your thinking to build resilience.
Challenges can spiral into negative thoughts, amplifying stress. Challenge those thoughts. Ask, is there another way to see this? What can I learn from this? What strengths can help me through this?
Self-care is key in our resilience garden. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Prioritize well-being to navigate life's ups and downs. Think of self-care as your secret weapon against stress.
Remember that feeling of being utterly alone in your struggles? Well, here's a secret. That feeling is a lie.
We are wired for connection. Having a supportive network is crucial for resilience. When we feel supported, we're more likely to bounce back from setbacks.
So, how do we cultivate these connections? Nurture existing relationships and be present in conversations. Also, put yourself out there and connect with new people. Sometimes, the most powerful connections are formed when we share our struggles.
So there you have it, my friends. We've journeyed through the ups and downs of stress and uncovered the secrets to reclaiming our inner peace. Remember that feeling of desperately searching for those elusive keys? Well, consider this your reminder that you hold the master key to unlocking a calmer, more resilient you.
Life will always have its share of challenges, but the good news is we get to choose how we respond. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf.
So the next time you feel those stress gremlins, remember to take a deep breath, move your body and connect with your tribe. And if all else fails, just remember, laughter is the best stress reliever.
Speaking of laughter, here's a little stress relief joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Remember, you've got this.